Hey everybody, this is a weekly community live stream, and as you'll notice, this is not Starr today, starting off with me here. My name is Barrick, at least that's what I go by in the community.
And Lord British, that's what I go by in the community. Oh, we thought we were going to get
and here he is.
You thought you could try that.
Emergency print with our fancy new printer. Alright, so now it is complete. Our trio is ready to share with you all sorts of cool news. We've got a lot of things to talk about today and a new scene that's coming in R46 that we will show you in just a few minutes here. We want to do a quick audio check. I don't snap my fingers very well, but hopefully you guys can hear everything just fine and snappy. You get it? Snappy. We bought a new mic and we're testing it out on the community live stream here today before the telethons.
It's a new mic.
An upgrade to our other one. It looks kind of like a flying saucer. In fact, I think I can see. I wasn't lying. Flying saucer. And we're getting a new mic too. What did I say?
Camera? New camera?
Right, a new camera because this thing is clearly not adjusting.
So well.
Yeah. All better all the time. That's our motto. Okay. Couple of community news items.
Fire away. We're queued up.
Well, first of all, everybody always wants to know prizes, prizes, prizes. They love the prizes.
They do love the prizes.
So we're going to give you a quick list of the prizes that we're going to give away in just a little bit after our news items. Going down the list, unlock pet dances.
I
hear
that's
that.
very popular. You want to unlock them.
Very cute.
Yeah, so
And they're going to get cooler and cuter over time.
Yeah.
They're already cute.
So if you have a pet or you don't have a pet, you can get a pet. This will unlock the ability to make the pet dance. And each pet has its own unique, well, they share certain themes, but there's a dance for each of the pets. Also, a sigil tapestry set. Anybody who owns a home, it's always nice to have something on your walls. Sigil tapestries are good for that. Also, speaking of...
I trust you will put up the ones of virtue, not of any of those other styles.
Just the castle.
Well, take a screenshot of it, and we'll see what they
See who
decide.
you make happy.
Yeah, exactly. Clocks of your choice. We're giving away a couple of those. We have a lot of new clocks in the add-on store. If you want to know what any of these items are, by the way, just go to the add-on store. They're listed there with screenshots. Gives you a good idea, and we put in a bunch of different clocks. Tall grandfather clocks, very beautiful. Wall clocks, and a...
Whose time do they show? I presume. I've seen the art, but I've not seen them in the game yet.
Yeah, they're linked to the game time. Yeah.
Very good.
And they work, the hands move and everything.
Bravo.
The only thing they don't do yet is chime, but we're working on it.
That's right. Chime.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. So clocks, always a great addition to one's home. I'm very forgetful of the time always, which is why we're 1 minute late today. And so that'll be great to give away those. And then finally, with our clock theme, we're doing a Twitter theme with these other items. So these first three, the unlock pet dances, the sigil tapestry set, and the clock, we're giving away on the live stream, and we'll do that right after the news here. But throughout this hour, until the end of the live stream, anybody who tweets at Shroud of Avatar or hashtags LBSOTA,
You're not eligible.
and who is not working here at Portalarium, or is friends or family, actually friends and family would be just fine, we'll get a chance to win a complete clock set.
I'm going to be looking to see who does it, though. I'm watching you.
And all you have to do is, the hashtag or the @ and then just mention something about the live stream, like, oh, great seeing you again, Lord British, or whatever. Anything related to the live stream. So
Lord British, get off camera. We're tired of just looking at your face. Whatever.
That would be funny. I'm waiting for somebody to actually do that. Okay, so news. A couple of quick community items. This week's community spotlight was of the Serenite Crafting Museum, a beautiful museum in their own town. Go there, check it out. There's hundreds of items, craftable items that was probably hundreds of hours of work to get that all set up and all the items crafted, all of it set up. And Wednesday we had a spotlight on our front page that we talked about and showed a bunch of screenshots of that crafting museum. So check it out in-game in Serenite. It's beautiful. Also, there's an upcoming event by the Airy Fund, a community cause, Think Pink, and their cause is to support the research and development of cures for breast cancer. The Airy Fund is always looking to help out with different charities and different organizations of that type. So very, very good work there, and we'd like to see the community involved in it too. So if you want to know how to help, ask them, or if you just want to support them, check it out. It's also in the weekly update, which we put live just a few minutes ago too. So all the information for all these news items are in there, including the one Starr is going to mention. And finally, for me, bunch of other items and events we just added today in the calendar on the website. You can go to the community tab with all good things community, and you go down to the calendar of events. There's the events that we're a part of, and also all your community events. And if I'm missing one in there, let me know. I will add it. You have.
All right, I have a bunch of news items. If I can scoot up just a little bit, thanks. All right, so first thing you may have noticed last week, we are trying to shorten the name of our weekly update because it's gotten crazy long. I mean, like really, really long. So we started by changing the title. So now it's called Avatars Update. It was like the weekly update of the avatar, then the date and the time and the what your birth sign was, and like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's gotten ridiculous. So we shortened it just a little bit. We got everyone have lots of feedback about it. Change is bad, but no, some of you like the shortened thing too. So, but anyway, but again, the reason we shortened it was just so we can get the overall title just to be more of here's the highlight of what we're trying to talk about, and avatars update. It's Shroud of the Avatar. Get the word avatar in there. Let you know it's an update, and then the number. So we're dropping the date. The date's self-evident. It's because it's when it comes out. And then the number, how many times we've done.
Though it is expanding already, I did slip it to 2 lines today.
I noticed that. I almost thought I was going to say something.
It's starting already.
Yeah. So we're going back into bad habits. They're hard to break, but it's like fighting your fingers. All right. Also, one of the things that we got to this week, Wednesday. So last postmortem was for release 45. We were finally able to get to all the questions. We did not have time. It was, again, over 20 pages of questions, and we answered every single one of them, keeping to our commitment to answering every single question that you guys asked. Those are posted in the forums and linked in the update. So anything that you guys asked, we try to answer, and we finished all of those. And that was just one of I think 6 or no. I think we have a record this week. I think we did 8 different threads this week because in addition to that, we also did threads about SeedInvest, about how to link your accounts if you were an investor. We also did a post about all of the rewards that you got as a seed investor, all the golden themed rewards. There's a thread about that shows all those pictures. There's some threads about all of the telethon rewards, so rewards that we haven't released yet in the game or that we're still working on polishing. We started threads about those and have been posting pictures and Sketchfab links about those. We started a thread about Halloween content, so we're going to be doing those for all. We're now in holiday season, so it's going to be Halloween, Thanksgiving, winter holidays of Christmas and New Year's and Hanukkah. All that stuff's coming up, so we're going to have a thread about each one of those. Our spoiler, our theme, one of the themes for Halloween this year is prison. So the first thing we posted was the new prison home. It's home is kind of a funny thing to call a prison.
Prison to put on your lot.
Yeah, prison to put on your lot. Which is a row home. So it's actually the first time we've done a holiday themed home that's a row size. So more people can enjoy it this time. And another thread that was posted was another scene we rebuilt. This one was Northwest Blackblade Mountains, which is actually part of a larger effort for the story that we did this release that we were talking to Richard about. As part of the story, there's a shortcut through this place called Blackblade Pass. That happened to send you through a much higher tier area than you should have been sent through. So we added these lower tier spoilers. Should have said that before I started talking. Spoilers. Imagine I said spoilers before I started talking about Blackblade.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a little side path, and there's now a lower tier
pass.
there. Yeah.
Pass in the pass.
Yeah. So there's a lower tier area there now. And anyway, we also completely rebuilt that area, and there's these awesome dragon encounter that could happen.
What?
Anyway, also in the news, as you guys know, Richard and I were out at Dragon Con, had a blast, had tons of panels. He had like 7. I was lucky I only had 4. But we also had a ton of press interviews, and those are trickling out.
And we had community events with the dinners.
Yeah.
And
So we had 2 of those interviews go live this week, and those are linked in the update. Operation Rainfall and Sci-Fi 2K, those both went live this week, so you can check those out. And our very own Barrick is going to be moderating a panel next week at Austin Game Conference about community management for Kickstarter projects. And Richard and I are going to be at the Ultima Online 20th anniversary event 20 years ago, and we'll be giving a 2-hour retrospective post-mortem about Ultima Online, what it was like doing it in the bad old days, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I have a feeling you could go on for 2 days and more.
Yeah, we still miss most of the stories.
They were joking about giving us even more time, and I was like, no, 2 hours. Keep us to 2 hours because we'll go on forever. And then we'll be judging a costume contest, and there'll be other frivolity going on. I think you're presiding over a wedding.
I am.
Yes,
indeed. You missed one piece out of speaking of costumes at Dragon Con. I am really excited about some of the new characters we've been creating for the game, in that they are cosplayable. And so at Dragon Con, not only were they beautiful themed for the setting that we have costumes, but the winner of our costume contest there came as Nafas, the Kabbalist of injustice, and looked phenomenally good. So if you want to impress at any of these costume contests we have coming up, find some of these iconic characters. I'd love. There'd be nothing cooler that I can imagine than being able to put a pantheon of our characters together. Did you actually check what was on the wall behind us, by the way, before we started? And,
it's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
And we're going to put in TIE fighters and rocket ships. Okay.
It'll be like Ultima 1.
Exactly. Ultima 1. We're doing Ultima 1 stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, having some of those iconic characters show up, at least would get my vote.
So speaking of Ultima Online, what do you have on the table there?
Oh yes, thank you for a good segue.
I know. I've been practicing it in my head for like 10 minutes.
So yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to join the community chat today is actually to just express public thanks for this amazing thing that was delivered here the other day. As you can see on the binder of this box, it says Ultima Offline, and if you open this up, there's a very nice letter from its creator, Tyson Reneo. And Tyson, who lives up in Alaska, he's actually a teacher, he's a librarian and professor up at the University of Alaska. And he sent us this most amazing compendium. It is a wood-burned cover with descriptions of being a complete compendium of the lands of Lord British, and all the symbology, starting with, it includes art from, you guys will recognize from Ultima Online in this case. But then what he did is he went through all of the Ultimas, and he pulled out all of the fiction and put it all together and sort of more, resolve the conflict, shall we say, between debates that might have shown up in there, and then built basically a resource for role playing. If you want to pen and paper role play in the Britannia environment of Ultimas 1 through Ultima Online, this is a phenomenal resource that, by the way, is bound in the authentic, old world style. It's a phenomenal piece of work, and I just wanted to say public thanks to Tyson, and of course also includes a little envelope here of the 8 virtue cards, so when you create your character, you can go through a proper gypsy sequence. So anyway, phenomenal work, Tyson. Hope you get a chance to see this feed if you're not online now. If any of you know him, you know that I pass on my thanks and congratulations for just doing something so amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Some other news items. So if you haven't tried our game and you would like to, or you know friends who would like to try, we're doing another free trial test. We've made some tweaks to the system, and we'd love for more people to try it out. It's going to be live through the 27th of this month. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, have them try out the game, and have them tell us what they think. And also, we're hiring. We have an open job out for a web developer. So please visit our website or look at the weekly update, and you can read the specs that we're looking for. But we would love to have someone help us out on web development.
And if you can't access our website, then we definitely need you.
Yes. And a couple of things about our Make a Difference store. So we just added an item this week in tribute for Richard's mother, who passed away. And she made an amazing piece of artwork, Exodus, and it's in the game. It's a piece of artwork that you can hang in your house, and the proceeds go to
Leonardo's Discovery Warehouse. Yeah, just for those who don't know, obviously everybody's family has tragedies. But the reason why we thought to bring my mother into the game in this way is she was actually not only Origin's first art director, but really is the person that sort of inspired the whole thing. The working out of the 3D graphics that became a Calibeth is through geometry. My mother showed me how to do drawing on a pen and paper that I could then translate to the Apple II. And Ultima 3 was Origin's first product. Calibeth, Ultima 1, and Ultima 2 published through third parties that we really couldn't control the process of documentation or maps very well. But my mother actually drew the artwork that's in the manuals for Ultima 3. She drew the cloth map that is the cloth map for Ultima 3. She laid out all the text that was in not just Ultimas, but all the other products we did in that era. And the piece of artwork that we have for sale is her first draft of her proposal, basically, for the cover for Ultima 3. But at that point, I kind of warned her about this in advance, that we'd already had Dennis LeBay do Calibeth and Ultima 1, and so Mom kind of put that first draft together, but then we moved on and we moved over and let Dennis LeBay execute what was the final cover. So that particular piece of art no one ever got to see. And I found it not too long ago, actually folded, creased in half. So I actually had to unfold it, put it in a big scanner, had to actually do some Photoshop work by me to get it all cleaned up. And I just thought, for those of you who are long-term fans, she really was a big part of this whole property, an inspiration and literal participant in the creation of all this. So we thought it'd be fun to add in. Oh, and Leonardo's, forgot to mention Leonardo's, thank you. My mother was also an investor in Origin, and so with a modest amount of money she invested in Origin, she walked away post EA with a much larger sum of money, and she took that money back to her hometown in Enid, Oklahoma, and built what is truly one of the world's leading hands-on community educational arts and sciences locations, kind of exploratorium-like in a sense, but around art and science. Called Leonardo's Discovery Warehouse, and one of the things I think is really amazing about that, and thank you for all this screen time on this.
Yeah, of course.
We think the projects we do are big. Like we did these 100 houses, and we had 200 or 300 people build them, and they were these megalithic community events. And we build these games, which often the biggest games we built have had hundreds of people on them and took millions of dollars, and and we're proud of the scale of those things. Leonardo's Discovery Warehouse, my mother built one part of it is this outdoor playscape that takes a whole city block. It did cost millions of dollars, but what they only got for the millions of dollars was design, materials, and management. It actually required, the only way to make it happen was to get the community to come out and do the physical labor. And so my mother managed to get, in a town of 400,000 people, my mother over 6 weekends got 4,000, no, I said it right the first time, 40,000 people to come out and help build it. 40,000. 10% of the population of that city came out over that 6 weeks to build this thing. So it's like way bigger than, we think we do big stuff. that's where I got all this stuff from, and a lot of us were inspired by it. We actually took a whole literal busload of Origin people up there to camp out on my mom's floor to help build Leonardo's Discovery Warehouse. So anyway, that's where the funds are going. If you buy one of my mother's Exodus drawings, the funds that as we do in our with our other things we put in the Make a Difference store, those will go to Leonardo's Discovery Warehouse, my mom's charity.
And speaking of Make a Difference, Richard, who came in town this week, brought these really cool things with him. We have 3 items in the Movember Make a Difference store right now. They are the 2 follicular reliquaries, my handlebar mustache.
And talk today looks great.
I showed Richard. I finally got it, brought it to the office the other day, and so showed it to Richard today. And a big chunk of Richard's tail, and the map, the original cloth map for Shroud. So those 3 items are in the Movember store, and the proceeds go to the Movember charity for men's cancer. And as part of the purchase of those, in addition to those reliquaries or the cloth map, you get a wax cylinder of the Baron of Eastmarch. And so it comes in this cool little container, and this is the actual wax cylinder. And Richard, do you want to explain how wax cylinders work?
Well, so a wax cylinder is the first form of wax recording. It predates the flat pressed records, which kind of came afterwards. And so when recording devices were invented, this is really the first pass at that. You can still buy these recording and playback devices on, for example, eBay these days. I have a couple myself. And of course, getting new ones made is not common, but also greater than zero. There's 1 or 2 places on Earth that will still take a file and do it directly recorded on wax cylinder. And unlike a record, which is pressed, so they can produce thousands in a row. That's one of the reasons they switched to records, is so they could be made in a press. These actually have to be recorded one at a time by a very special machine that basically plays, scratches in real time that recording into the wax. And so we had a few of these made. As you might understand, it was a non-trivial setup, but we thought that just since we have wax cylinder players in the game, we have wonderful music created by Yolo himself as the title track to the game. And so we thought, we really need to make a few of these. So that's what it is.
Yeah, and we have a few. So there's 3 that we have allocated for the Movember items. We have a few more that we are considering allocating for our next Make a Difference items, which are going to be for Doctors Without Borders and children's hospitals. That's going to be the new section of our Make a Difference store, and so. The biggest packages in that store, we're considering adding these to those too. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in getting a wax cylinder. All right. I was told to remind everyone about this weekend's flash sale, which is pets, clocks, and moon dials, because moon dials are a kind of way to tell time as well. So
excellent.
Yes. So.
And if I can I digress one more time?
Of course.
One of the things that I love about these clocks and the moon dials that came up, as you all know, we're now starting to work more closely with the folks over in Travian to help us with launching this successfully in Europe. But one of the wonderful things about working with them is they're thinking about marketing and other things. So we've been giving them downloads of the information about the game we're doing. And so amongst those downloads were things like how time and the celestial mechanics are truly relevant in the game. Not only just for a day-night cycle, but the movements of the Kabbalists and all these other things. And it's just been a joy. Watching their pleasure in understanding the depth of what we're doing and helping us figure out ways to best present that to people outside of the people who already know about it, such as yourselves, how to use that to bring new players, new community members into our community. Just has been a joy. But anyway, I'm just particularly excited about those exact same things for the same reasons.
Yeah, and to build on that, they're taking a look at all the community initiatives that we're running these live streams, articles, and seeing a lot of the work that you guys put out for the community for yourselves. And they're seeing that they're impressed every time I talk with the brand manager and others at their office. They are just really impressed with the things that you guys are doing and see that and are excited to build upon it.
Yep, exactly.
So the last thing I want to end before we get to the good part, where you guys get to see some of the new content we've been building, is so we're working on our Q4 schedule right now, and as part of that, we have what has normally been something that we work with internally, which is a list that I maintain, which is our top 10 priorities. And what we discussed recently was, well, we should share that with you, the players. Let's let you guys know what our top 10 priorities are. So I'm working on a post that I'm gonna share with you guys next week, and I thought I'd give you guys a sneak peek of it right now. And so our top 10 priorities are, and I'm gonna do it David Letterman style. So I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way up. So this is where I have my imaginary soundboard. Top 10. All right, number 10, launch readiness. So as we prepare to move from early access to a truly live state post-launch, we need to make sure we have everything in place to really support the product 24/7. So Chris Beers doesn't need to, it's not about Chris Beers getting a phone call because somebody in the forums noticed that the servers couldn't be accessed. So, we need to make sure we have proper customer support tools, a network operations center, escalation, troubleshooting procedures, and also like real security audits. So that's number 10. Number 9.
I'm sure that was really exciting one for the community.
Right, I know, that's super exciting. You guys are like, wow,
I know
great.
this is important.
All right, number 9, localization. So now that we have publishing partners that pretty much represent most of the globe, we really need to spend more time on localization, and that includes doing things like automatically detecting system language, fonts that work for multiple languages, websites that work for other territories, and of course, finishing the translations of the game.
The actual localization text.
All right, that was number 9. Number 8, the new user experience. So while we've made various improvements to the new user experience, including the addition of things like the outskirts maps, polishing the Isle of Storms, refactoring the hints, tips on the loading screen, we still have work to do about guiding the new players during their first time in the game. We need to provide much stronger and much clearer direction in those opening moments than we currently do. So we still have some work to do there.
Yeah, and by the way, not only are we hoping, looking for feedback from you guys on this, so don't be shy, but we also are, now starting to pay much more attention and purposely putting the game in front of, observing the game being in front of new players so we can really watch and see where they stumble and fall down. So we're interested in your ideas, but we also are being proactive and looking for it. So
if you're a new player just joining us right now and checking out the free trial, we have a great community in the forums and a new player welcome center in the forums as well, with a lot of tutorials, getting started guides, and a place for your feedback there too.
Right, and one of the things you'll notice and especially as I get further up in this, you'll notice stronger self-critique here, and that's normal. This is a normal part of development. Richard and I were talking about this earlier. You'll often hear Richard talk about the last 20% is the 80%.
80% of the quality goes in the last 20% of the time.
And a lot of this is, trying to get these, the new user experience better, the performance better, et cetera. So let me keep going. All right, number 7, user interface polish. While our user interface allows the players to access all the current game functions, it can sometimes be counterintuitive, not informative enough when needed. Example, like right now, you don't get a lot of feedback when you steal something, or when you're about to steal something. And sometimes we even show you incorrect information, like the numbers we give you sometimes about damage output or things like that. So we hope to incrementally improve the intuitiveness of those things, while also adding more feedback for users' actions. So giving you a little better feedback about, hey, you're about to steal something. You can't hear anything. Hello? What about now? Oh,
nope,
okay.
It's all great.
All right, great. All right. Let's see. So that was number 7. Number 6, improved enemy behaviors. Most of our enemies really honestly have very simplistic behaviors, and they're also very repetitive, and they can easily be gamed, and they really don't require a high level of coordination nor planning. And we're going to work on improving that to give them markedly different behaviors, resistances, and also weaknesses. And for bosses in particular, we want to introduce patterns of behaviors that change over time as you fight them.
In fact, let me give a case study for that, which is, you think about even some of these big dragons and things that people fight. When we watch those, it's pretty common for whoever your biggest tank is to stand up front, be dealing the most damage, therefore keeping the aggro on themselves. And so it's pretty easy for a healer type to hang in the back and heal them now and then. But the healer's really never at risk because the dragon is 100% aggroed on that tank. We need to make sure that the dragon, whatever happens behind the scenes, the net effect is they effectively realize that I'm not going to beat that tank as long as that healer is over there keeping that guy alive. So periodically the dragon needs to go, you know what, I don't care how much damage I'm taking from that tank. I really need to take out his support staff and remain focused on that despite the tank's attempt
Well, I
to
don't
maintain
know.
aggro.
How intelligent are dragons really?
Very.
All right, moving on. Number 5, story polish. As of now, the story does an adequate job of telling me what is going on, but it doesn't really make me care. Nor does it tell me enough about the virtues. And so we're going to be really working hard over the next several releases to provide more compelling experiences that put you in situations that hopefully make you care more about the world, and at the same time provide you opportunities to either fulfill or turn away from the virtues. And so that's really...
Do not turn away from the virtues.
Well, but that's the choice, right?
Silly talk.
Yes.
Outrageous.
Yes.
Well, in fact, if I can dwell on that one for a
course.
minute too. Yeah, so what's interesting about this is, and again, this is normal for this period of time. I can tell you every game I've ever done, the first thing you do is you just get the mechanics of it threaded together. And until the whole thing is threaded together, until you can literally start at the beginning and work your way through all those things, it's a waste of time, frankly, to go back and try to assess, is my motivation correct during this first 1% of the total? Because you don't know what the other parts will add up to and how much that's going to help you and how much it's frankly might even hurt you in achieving that. But now that we've done that, we're in this last 20% polish phase where I believe, and I hope you find out, that you're going to see this loose framework that sort of kind of sounded like what we intended from the beginning, that you will see both old quests be revised, the backup material, even subtle things like how an NPC tells you about their mission or resolves that mission for you or gives you a choice near the middle of the mission. Little tweaks to each piece as it goes through can really frame it and add to your motivation and add to your pleasure through the whole arc. And we're being very deliberate about that. It's going in right now. There's actually a few that you might have already seen in this last patch, last release, but I think you'll be happy with the incremental steps it'll take now, 1, 2, 3 for the next 3 months.
All right. Number 4, clearer player direction. This is a big one. And what we've done to date and currently is that we rely on quite subtle and, I'm going to do my air quotes, immersive indicators for information in the world. For example, the piles of skulls to indicate scene difficulty. So what we're going to do now is we're going to provide much, much clearer information. For example, on the overworld, towns are now going to have very clear labels about what kinds of towns they are. Is it a player-owned town? Is it an NPC town? We're also going to indicate whether there's a quest in that scene, or what difficulty that scene is, or what kinds of services are available in that scene via tooltip, or what kind of blessings are available in that town, again via tooltip. We're also going to provide more on-screen indicators of this information. So even if once you're inside that scene, how challenging is this scene? What kinds of quests do I have in there? And we're also going to do more polish on the maps and the compass to better guide you to and from your quests, to your house, to services that you might need, to points of interest, scene exits, etc. So much, much clearer player direction than we have to date. So,
correct.
Clearer direction. All right, number 3. and this one's going to be a big one. Everyone get ready. Improved reward cycle. Right now, our reward cycle for play is completely unsatisfying. Yep, I said it. The loot is infrequent, unsatisfying, and mostly requires multiple steps to gain a reward. That means you don't get an immediate gratification. Like, even if I get something, I usually have to salvage it to either get something out of it, to get something, or I have to go sell it or whatever. So we're gonna add more immediately gratifying items like artifacts or gear with stats, or gear that I can salvage for unique components. We're also going to slowly, because we have to be careful about balance, but we're slowly going to increase the amount of resources in the world. Slowly and carefully, but we're going to add more resources to the world.
Riches for everyone.
And finally, we're going to add more unique rewards to the game for completing quests. And those unique rewards are going to be linked to the virtues. So for example,
So be virtuous.
Banners with the virtue symbols on them, or gear with the virtue symbols on them.
Or Barrack Skull, perhaps.
No,
I'm
not
just
Barrack
saying.
Skull.
But also I think it's important for people to understand how we got here. What the good thing that we did that got us into this hole, I think, and it goes back to making sure that crafters could craft the best gear. For those of you who remember this long journey, we started at the beginning saying we wanted to make sure that crafters, we didn't compete with crafters and push them out by making better gear than all the crafters could make, because inevitably that kind of drives people to repetitively selling, crummy daggers for most of their life, and only bigger crummy daggers later in the life. And so that we actually, and that eventually manifested in that we don't really spawn anything other than beginner gear. But the problem with that is that if all we're really spawning is a few lumps of coal and some beginner gear to be salvaged, it's pretty much guarantees you're not finding something of great interest in the game. And then we stumbled upon a positive moment that would sort of give us the light of how to fix that when Chris put in some of his first round of artifacts, and we realized not only did people find those really exciting, so did we. And then we said, look, we found something we can put in the game that doesn't destroy the crafting process, but is a parallel track that is really cool. And so we've decided we just need to double, triple, quadruple down on that and really build that out to where there is a treasure path, a loot path. That means that every time you open up, right now when you open up a dead body, you're pretty much going to get 1 or 2 gold coins, a rotten carrot or apple, and a lump of coal if you're lucky. And we want to make sure that every time you open a drawer in somebody's house, or a dead body on the field, or you've killed some creature, that when you open it up, you are there waiting for Christmas. You've just been through a big battle. It should be your Christmas moment to open that treasure chest. So we are the body. So we're working on it.
Preferably the body.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, client performance. So right now, our frame rate is not where it needs to be. We still have moments of hitching, and we're going to focus on improving the client performance, frame rate, getting the memory footprint down, and minimizing hitching. And number 1 is reducing load times. There are a lot of positive benefits to being a game that is divided into multiple scenes. Everyone gets to play on a single server. We can dynamically update scenes at will. We can, like, every release we update this, we unclone scenes. However, being a scene-based game means that our load times must be mere seconds, or the entire experience of playing the game is destroyed. And guess what? Our load times are not seconds, so the entire experience of our game is destroyed currently.
Yeah, remember you always have these 3 adages: stable, fast, and fun.
Yeah.
So we're usually pretty stable. That's actually we've hit number 1 most of the time, but fast we are failing on in a big way. Now, and I feel the obligation to at least also describe here how we got there and why. We feel very indebted to Unity. We couldn't have done this without Unity. It allowed us to prototype and build much more quickly than we could if we built things from scratch. But we're doing something, or we have been doing something with our loading that was for safety, you might say, that I know this is one of the things the team is exploring if we can rectify, which is when we leave one scene and load in a new scene, we dump the entire old scene and load in the entire new scene, even if 80% of what they had in them was the same. And we do that because that cleans up memory. It actually is the safest way to purge any memory leaks or data malfunctions that might have occurred in the old scene, and so it makes the game more stable. It actually increases the stability to have done it that way. But it also dramatically increases load time. And so one of the research projects they're doing now is there a way that we can, stop this dumping all the stuff that we actually need anyway, and yet not fall prey to the first problem, which is decreased stability.
And that would be really apparent to the overworld as you're going in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You might as well just leave it there. Exactly.
Right.
Or going in and out of the magic mirror, those sort of things. All those things would be, any of them would be faster, but those are special.
Right. So right now, scene loads on spinny drives, can take minutes. And even on a solid state drive, they take tens of seconds. So reducing load times to seconds on both types of drives is our #1 goal for the fourth quarter. And even now, actually, this release, that's been the main focus of our engineering team. And the entire game, literally the entire game experience depends on this. So these are our top 10 priorities. So to review, #1, reduce load times. #2, client performance. #3, improve the reward cycle. #4, clear player direction. #5, story polish. #6, improved enemy behaviors. #7, user interface polish. #8, new user experience. #9, localization. And #10, launch readiness. Mm-hmm. Those are the priorities on how we are going to schedule the fourth quarter. And honestly, even beyond the fourth quarter until we get all of these done. Until these are all great, we're not going to work on anything else. This is going to be our focus. Now we will work on other things.
What about my throne?
But this is what we will focus on.
For the priorities.
Yeah.
These get prioritized.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm going to post this to the forums first thing next week, so you guys can take a look at this, talk about it, etc. So that's it for me. I know we took way longer than we normally do. We didn't get to look at pretty pictures like happens normally. We're going to get to do that now. But I wanted to share that with you because I felt it was really, really important, especially in light of some recent articles that have been posted about how the game is doing. So thank you. You guys are an awesome community. And we'll go get Travis now, and you guys will look at pretty stuff.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
How about Lord British? You select the prize giveaway. Let's do a prize giveaway, everybody.
Oh, I would love to pick it. Where's my list to pick from here? Right
first
here.
3 bullet points, right there. Yeah.
One of these 3.
One of those.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Or actually, since we're running a little bit late, 2 of those.
2 of these prizes. I'm into the time and space stuff, so we're going to do clock of your choice.
Ooh.
And we will also do sigils, the sigil tapestry set, under the assumption that whoever wins it will, of course, display the things associated with virtue.
All right, so if you want to win the tapestry set, type exclamation. This can be in Discord or Twitch. Type exclamation tapestry, and for the clock of your choice, and you can do both of these if you want. Type exclamation clock, and then if you win, and we'll give away these 2 in a few minutes. If you win, please message me, Barrick, on Discord or Shroud of the Avatar on Twitch, your account name or character name, those are different, and most importantly, what's your choice? Which one do you want? At least for the clock of your choice. The set is a set, and all these are in the item store if you want to check them out. Thank you, Lord British,
enjoy, yes, and good luck everyone on your quest.
All right, we have 2 guys here.
Cheers
awesome.
for you.
Great.
One is facing backwards, but.
So we're getting started a little bit late here. Thanks for your patience.
Apologies,
You probably did some polish work on the scene while we were doing other things anyway.
I did, but I didn't check in. So.
All right. Oh, that's right. You had the effects going for this or something.
It worked earlier, so why?
So yeah, don't break
It's
what
not
works,
broke.
or what is that saying? Anyway,
It's not broke.
so we have our fancy new mic. I already told the community that we're gonna get a fancy new webcam. There was some I think there was some focusing issues. Somebody in the chat said, though that's a automatic thingy on the webcam. We can always switch that to manual. I just didn't. Yeah, see there it goes. My face is blurring out. I think that's just my face. Okay. All right, so we just got a few minutes here, but maybe this will work out just fine. Let's move this up here, and speaking of our faces, let's get rid of that and reveal what is behind the.
Our faces.
There might actually be nothing behind there. This
Muscle.
could break this horribly. Oh wow, that's the frame. Hold on, everybody. Why do I always click the wrong thing like that? Hold on, everybody. Here it is. I swear it was clicked on this. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. Okay. And back to Unity. Take it away.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. For the uninitiated, I'm Dan. Play Locust on the forum.
I'll go off camera slightly here so you two can. Well, I don't think they can. Yeah, there you
How are we
go.
doing?
Kind of got a hug anyway. Okay. It's Friday.
Friday hugs. Actually, there's no bad day for hugs. That's my theory. And this is Travis, who on the forums,
I'm Vas Corp Por on
There
the
you go.
forums.
and we are here to pump you up.
Which movie were you talking about?
I thought we were wild and crazy guys.
Oh, that's good too. This is the Northwest Blackblade Mountains. Now, full disclosure, I haven't contributed any work on this scene just yet. This is a scene we're working on for R46. Travis has been studiously working away here.
So in the overworld, there's the big cataclysm. And if you've been to the Oracle Colossus, this is on the other side of the lava river, which you can see here. There's the volcano, but a little further north. Oh, and also this, let's maybe get rid of that. This massive compass thing would be good. That's how I know it's north. It says so in the sky. There you can see.
Right, so yeah, so either on either side of the Hellfire Rift, you have the northwest and the southeast Blackblade Mountain scenes. This is obviously the northwest one, and they both are scenes that provide access to the underground scene, which is Blackblade Pass, which actually passes under the Hellfire Rift.
So if you're tier 2 and you need to go through the area, we have these markers here. It's kind of like to the left. It's bad. And if you just kind of hook to this little passage, just run through the scene really quick, you can get in this little mine entrance over here. And that'll get you to the safe spot.
Right, yeah, that's a new thing that we're concerned about for this release is having a tier 2, a lower tier safe pass. Well, safe relative to your level. It's still hostile, but it's not tier 5 if you're only ready for tier 2.
My buff deck guy is naked. I'm not sure why.
It's not deliberate.
There we go.
Oh, wow, that is
It's Friday.
Right?
yeah.
It's casual. Casual here in the Blackblade Mountain.
Very cool. But this is something we want to carry through this scene, through the Blackblade Pass, and as well the southeast Blackblade Mountains, a way that you can safely make the transition all the way across as a tier 2 player.
So for now, there's some nasty stuff in here. I actually just made a pass and added a lot more elementals and scorpions. Some of these scorpions are pretty nasty.
Scorpion bites can be pretty nasty.
So we'll try to not go through the whole thing, like we usually do.
Yes. Travis was
Try to die and embarrassingly.
Travis was working on his equipment.
Jeez, I am gonna die. I was just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see it. What's going to happen? What happens when you die, everybody? Let's find out.
Just tell
Scorpions are nasty. One bit me when I was in my house in Vegas. I reached into the laundry. It was in the laundry basket.
lying in wait.
Yeah.
He knows where he needs to go.
Oh, it's crazy.
Alright, let's run into that without a 4-stack of chaotic feedback that I didn't cancel.
All right. Well, while you're dying here, let's give away those prizes. We gave away a cloak of, excuse me, not a cloak today. We've done enough of those for now. Clock of choice and sigil tapestry set, which look really awesome. Congrats to Radicus 2K for the sigil tapestry set, And the clock of your choice goes to Griffler. So let me know what you want for the clock, and Radicus just confirmed that you won the tapestry set and what your account name is, so we can award that to you. We have 2 more prizes to give away. We have the complete clock set, which we're giving away to anybody who at Shroud of Avatar, not Shroud of the Avatar, Shroud of Avatar, because the is too long for a Twitter name by one character. So Shroud of Avatar or hashtag LBSOTN. See, there he died. Oh, this is good. This is good. Can you do it again?
Yeah,
Excellent.
many times.
All right.
Request.
At Shroud of Avatar, or LBSOTA, stands for Lord British Shroud of the Avatar. Hashtag that on Twitter. Let us know stuff like, hey, awesome live stream, great to see the scene, good news from Starr, whatever you want, or just retweet the thing. We have tweets that went out this afternoon, and that will cue us to you getting a chance to win that complete clock set. But in the meantime, we have the unlock pet dances, the ability to make your pets dance, which is, I think, very cute. And we'll give away that right now. Type hashtag pet, P-E-T, to win one of those.
That's my new favorite thing in the whole game.
Pets dancing?
Pets dancing.
Yeah. What was it? The llama. That's the cutest.
I like them sitting.
It's
more subtle, but
have you seen the turkey though?
No.
Alright, I won't. No spoilers. But
Should I add it to the store? By the way, everybody, for all these items we're talking about, you can go to the add-on store on the main website and get a look at them, including the 3 examples of the dances for the pets. There's videos in the store for those. And apparently a very cool turkey one that maybe we'll put in there at some point.
Lord Minus sucks.
Speaking of turkeys.
It's just weird.
That one, I just noticed a moment ago that said Starr Corpian for the.
Yeah, he's the tier 10 Scorpion.
Man.
He's no joke.
I'm messing around.
I think it's the poison dot. It's like that ghost Scorpion and Aureus. This is the fawns and the satyrs are mining in here. But the main focus of this map we talked about in our kickoff meeting was, maybe this is where here, we'll flip it around a little bit.
I love that tiered set up there.
Is that maybe this is where the dragons come and lay their eggs and stuff.
Looks like they're where they come to die, apparently.
Well, but natural cause. It's like salmon.
Yeah, sand does get into your bones. It's pretty
salmon
good.
Rolls.
They're not like humans. We like to segregate our cemeteries from our hospitals, from our living spaces. Dragons just do it all together in the same spot.
Efficient.
Yeah.
Come and lay their eggs.
I've made a snap decision here. We're going to give away 2 of those pet dances. You got me excited about that turkey one, so I'm going to check that out.
Are we going to die to these 2 dragons?
We sure are.
We're going to die horribly. Yeah, there's a big one. And so right now, these are just a different color, but B and Eric and other people are working hard on. Yeah, I didn't even buff. So, you look at different ability cycles and behaviors, react to the player differently.
Oh yeah.
I love all the new changes to enemies. Like even when they started healing each other and themselves, healing each other and others.
We have a question from
Really kind of changed everything.
Mauvelane. What's in the eggs? Dragons?
Dragons.
Yep. Little dragons.
You can't break them though. I mean, they're dragons like
Dragons,
super thick.
Yeah, super thick.
Thick
Approximately.
shells.
How the oxygen gets in there, but never mind that.
We talked about it. Maybe someday. I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll be able to break these open and something.
Oh
happens.
boy. Oh.
There may be requests for
Oh,
baby
goodness.
dragons and Jira.
Oh jeez.
It's just
Aren't the eggs just nice in their own right? Don't they just? I mean, they glow. Look, they literally glow.
The lesson here, folks, today is don't solo a dragon.
Yes.
well, some people can solo the tier 10 dragons.
What tier is this? 2?
That's a 15.
About as bad as it gets.
The little guy's a 10.
There's some randomization with this, right? Did you? I
Yeah.
don't know if you said that already.
Yeah, so you'll usually get, there's gonna be 2. Usually gonna be 2 of the easier ones. Every now and then it'll be one big and one little one, and then super rarely we'll just have 2 or 15 dragons.
And you got lucky.
Call your friends.
It'd be helpful if you weren't laying down.
I'm gonna stop dying to these.
That which lurks on Twitch says, I watched a person solo dragon.
Yeah, people can sell them.
We want to see your videos. Somebody take a video of you soloing a dragon.
It's gonna get a little tougher. There's gonna be no more 5 stacking douse and free chaotic feedback. There's gonna be if a 5 stack up fortified defenses is gonna help. It's gonna be a little harder. There's still gonna be a couple people that can do it, but we don't.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what they
dragons.
Yeah, I agree with what you were saying about the. I think in particular bosses getting a lot more dynamic behaviors or like attack patterns and different stuff like that.
Did he just spawn that guy?
No, he woke up and they're mad, but they kind of protect their little breeding ground, and anything that gets close to it, they'll or their hatchery, they'll kind of protect the eggs and keep everybody out of it.
Yeah, there's no single enemy faction. You don't like each other all because they hate you.
Well, they can really move if they have to.
Yeah, but as they get more abilities, I like that increase in difficulty. You know, not just a bonus in damage or health points, but I'm sure you guys have noticed like the mages healing themselves and each other, or casting, death. What do you call that? Death siphon spells.
They're blinking around.
It just got a lot harder without adjusting numbers, just their behavior, pretty much. And then if you were...
I have a question from Exidor Valdimus. Almost a name not to speak, or whatever it is in, not Lord of the Rings. Jeez.
Exidor.
I know what series this is. Yes, thank you. It's just not coming to me. Okay, he says, will there be dragons of other elements?
Right now they're not tied to the elements,
Right.
but there are different types of dragons. Right now we have color variants, and I think I'm not making any promises or decisions that other people will have to create. They will behave differently and have, maybe different resistances or different behaviors or different. We're hitting that stuff as we get to it. I know B's doing a lot of work with loot and behavior and how groups of enemies act and help each other and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it would be by color, their behavior types, or
Yeah.
it would or wouldn't. But yeah, we're definitely talking about getting some variations in that regard.
Sounds better.
That would be cool though. Some different breath types instead of just fire, like a
Frost.
icy dragon that shoots ice out.
But so there's another part to this map, but maybe we won't spoil that out.
Well, we are out of time. It is 5
Okay.
o'clock. So if we want to cut it hard here, we can do that.
Alright.
All right, folks, we are out of time. We are about to show you something really kick-ass, I am sure, but it'll have to be until the next live stream
It's in there.
to see what's behind door number.
Door number only.
Yeah.
Door number 1 is actually what we wanted to show you. That's it. There, look at the door.
There's
There it
cool
is.
stuff in there.
All right, and we've got a winner on the unlock. We got 2 winners rather on the unlock pet dances. Congrats to. Well, we're back to that name again. Sorry if I mispronounce it. Exidor Valdimus and Durabuilt. Related to the battery, perhaps. I don't know. Duracell? Is it? Anyway, Durabuilt and Exidor_Valdimus. Congrats on winning the unlock pet dances. Please be sure to message me, Barrick, if you're on Discord, or Shroud of the Avatar if you're on Twitch, what your account name is, and if you don't know the character name, and what you won.
Those are really good prizes today.
Yeah, and we've got the complete clock set on Twitter yet, so you've got 10 seconds to tweet hashtag, after I get through this, hashtag LBSOTA or Shroud of Avatar, at Shroud of Avatar, that you watched the live stream and it was cool, or whatever you want to say there, and that'll put you in for the chance to win that complete clock set. All right, so I'm going to scoot over here. Everybody have a great weekend,
Hi, everybody.
and we will see you next week with more awesome stuff to show.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
weekend.